Today is Tuesday, and happy Tuesday to you too there. That's right, second day of the week already. Can you believe that? We're moving right along. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good morning. Thank you for being with us.
All right, I'm going to slow it down today because I was so excited about everything yesterday. I'll slow it down just a little.
Slow the pace down.
So that my brain doesn't run amok.
There you go. Wayne.
Okay, anyway. Let's see. Today is the 5th, right?
It is, and all day long.
Can you believe that? I'm going to start asking trivia questions again, trivially speaking, that is. And
have you got one for today?
I do, and that'll be coming up in just a minute.
All right.
All right. What do you have?
Let's see. Oh, we want to remind everybody the Veterans Day Parade is coming up soon, of course.
Of course, yeah.
And it will be, of course, 11/11 at 11 a.m.
All right.
And if you are interested in being a part of that, you can still give them a call at 919-731-1490. That's 731-1490.
Right, now that's the Veteran Services Office. You'll talk to
exactly
Sean
right.
Moore, and she can help you out with that. And we've got, of course, we'll have Bill Graham and Al Green telling us about that as well here in a day or so.
That's right.
Okay?
We'd love to have you. If you don't want to be in the parade, we'd love to have you come out and support it and show the veterans how important their job was and still is.
That is so true. Okay.
Go right ahead.
Oh, I'm just going to throw this out real quick. Birthdays for today. It's the 5th of November, all right. Kris Jenner's having a birthday today.
How old is she?
She is 57 years today. She looks, what, 56?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, she was yesterday. Birthday today for Bryan Adams. The singer is 53. Canadian singer-songwriter. Just such a big talent.
Yeah, he
Everything
is.
I do for you.
And, I know, Wayne.
Well, of course. Summer of '69 was another of his big hits. He's 53 today.
He had some good music.
Indeed, he did. You remember Herman's Hermits?
Yep.
Peter Noone, the head of that organization, or the lead singer of that organization, not the head. But Herman's Hermits, Peter Noone is 65 years today. How about that? Yeah, I know. And he looks what? He looks young. Good.
Don't step on his toes.
I won't. No, he does. He looks
Yeah,
young.
he does.
What a great guy he is. He truly is a nice person, a really nice person. Art Garfunkel having a birthday. He is 71. He and Paul Simon, of course.
That's
Everybody
right.
knows those guys. Elkie Summer having a birthday. The lovely lady, 72 today. Judy Reyes is the know-it-all nurse Carla Espinosa on the hit comedy Scrubs. She is 45 today. Sam Shepard, the writer, playwright, actor, Sam Shepard, 69 years today. He's a guy that's in the movie The Right Stuff. He's the guy that played Chuck Yeager, the former commander of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
That's right.
That's right. Also a birthday today for tall person Bill Walton, the former basketball star and now shoe salesman, is having a birthday. He turned 60 today, and I say shoe salesman because he's what, on a Dr. Scholl's ad or
Yes.
something, right? He and the little girl. Hall of Fame basketball star. Tatum O'Neal's 49 today. Michael Gaston is 50. He's on the TV series Prison Break and Jericho. Clifford Irving, an interesting person. He's 82 today, and I don't necessarily like this guy all that much, but the story is that he wrote a novel about Howard Hughes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And he said Howard Hughes, he interviewed Howard Hughes, and Howard Hughes is now actually passed on. He died some years earlier, and who was it? It was either Dick Cavett that had Clifford Irving on TV one night, and Howard Hughes called him on the phone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He went on because they said, no, Howard Hughes is not dead. And he said, yes, he is. He said, I wrote a book about it. And how, and he talked all about Howard Hughes. And Howard Hughes, and he had him on, Dick Cavett had him on to talk about the book and to find out one way or the other whether it was true or not. And the real Howard Hughes actually called on the phone to dispel the fact that he was not dead.
Well, I guess the book
dispel the
sales
fact that he
went
wasn't.
down.
Book sales, well, people started buying them because then they were collector's items. You know?
Oh, my gosh.
But Irving, if I'm not mistaken, Irving spent some time in jail for that. Anyway,
My goodness.
it's a funny story. Well, it wasn't funny to Clifford Irving. He was upset about it.
can only
And
imagine.
Roy Rogers would have been 102 years today.
Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers.
All right.
That's right. All right.
Let's see. Want to remind everybody to
Yes.
come join us downtown for Lights Up. We turn on the holiday lights
Oh, boy.
on November the 26th. We
Oh,
would
boy.
like to ask everyone to come down, enjoy the surprises that'll be happening that night. Of course, the city motto will be revealed that night.
Oh, boy.
We can make a whole evening of it. From 5 to 7, there'll be activities happening downtown, the trolley rides, and the children can make reindeer food, and so can Wayne. And the list goes on and on of things that'll be happening downtown. And don't forget, the North Carolina Symphony will be playing their Holiday Pops Night.
That's right.
At 8 o'clock p.m. at the Paramount. So you have a little time in between the two events to go downtown and enjoy some of our wonderful restaurants.
Right. All right. Trivia question.
All right.
Presidential trivia question.
Okay.
There you go. The movie High Noon
Yes.
was a favorite movie of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Okay.
He loved it, and I do too. Gary Cooper and all that. High Noon, 1952. Which president's favorite movie was Sound of Music?
Oh my.
One of his favorites. He loved many of them, but this was at the very top of his list. Which president's favorite movie?
I was thinking Richard Nixon too. Yeah. And I don't know why.
No.
No, not him. But
No.
that name just popped in my head.
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Who is it? We'll find out in the
Jimmy Carter.
No, you'd be surprised at Jimmy Carter's favorite movie. But
Oh, really?
anyway, yeah.
Well, we'll just have to hold on tight.
We'll find out in a few
We'll
minutes.
find out in a few minutes.
All right.
Thanks for watching. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television, in the heart of Goldsboro, in the heart of Wayne County.
Today we're talking with THERESA Barrett. THERESA is the director of the Day Reporting Center here in Goldsboro, Wayne County. Thank you for being with us. How you been?
Thank you. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. It's great to see you.
I know. I love coming on here.
Don't see you often enough up here. You're such a busy person. For anyone who's not familiar with day reporting, what do you do? What is the Day Reporting Center?
The Day Reporting Center is, we run a pre-trial release program out of there.
A pre-trial
Release
release
program.
program. What does that mean?
What we do is we get people out of jail that cannot afford to post bond. We try to keep the jail population down.
That's good.
And by getting them out, it's usually the nonviolent offenders, first-time offenders.
Yeah, you don't just take anybody.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
It's usually your first time, your younger ones. We hook them up on GPS, and then they're monitored 24 hours a day.
All right. Now, is there a parameter, say a particular age group, a particular crime that's been committed, or is it just anybody, any age group, as
Any
long as they're
age group.
first offender, nonviolent?
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's a good deal because you're keeping them out of jail.
We keep them out of jail, and then our program is set up to where we do anger management, parenting, their GED. They work towards their GED over there. Substance abuse classes, CBI, human resource development. So we help them obtain jobs.
Wow. Now, for anyone who may say, well, what kind of program is this? Think about this now, because it's very expensive to keep people in jail.
Correct.
Very expensive. And not only that, but you actually turn people around.
We do.
And let's go that way here just a moment. I want to talk about that as well. How many people are involved at any given time here? How many clients do you have you're working with?
We range from 30 to 50 people at a time.
At one time?
At one time.
30 to 50 people.
Correct.
People who would ordinarily be in jail, costing the taxpayers a lot of money here. But now, these are first offenders and nonviolent. Remember that. So you take these, do they have a choice to do this, or can they, of course I can't imagine someone being offered this and not taking it.
I mean, they have a choice. They're interviewed by our coordinators.
Yeah.
They're explained the program. They actually have to sign a letter of agreement stating that they're willing to come into the program, that they're willing to wear the GPS unit, that they're willing to do the random drug tests, the random searches, they're willing to go to school. You know, so they sign that agreement. Their attorney signs it. The district attorney's office will sign it, agreeing to it as well. And then our last step is, of course, going before a judge. And then a judge signs off on it. Now, once that judge signs off on it, it's pretty much a court ordered.
Okay.
So they actually, at that point in time, have been court ordered to participate in the program, follow all rules and guidelines.
So this is not just a program, it's not a given, I'm going to get out of jail, I broke the law, yeah, and I'm going to get out of jail, and I'm a free man now.
Correct. Oh,
It's
no.
not that.
No, actually
that
it's
at all.
not. And when they're first released into the program, they're actually on lockdown at home for the minimum is the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
And that's because we're transitioning them from the jail to actually being home. So when we lock them down with those units, we're able to lock them down at home to where we're notified if they actually step outside of their house.
Okay.
And so for the first 2 weeks, they're locked down other than doctor's appointments, attorney appointments, any court appointments, you know. And another thing that I would like to mention is some of our younger clientele, if they are charged with a felony, a lot of time they cannot go back to school.
Oh, boy.
So, you know, we're talking about 16, 17-year-old individuals that can't even go back to public school system. So we're able to give them an alternative by putting them in classes, working towards their GED. A lot of them, with some of their offenses, they can't even go out to the college. So we take them over there at the day reporting center.
So you take them there, and these are people that you have, you take them in, you give them classes. The first question that comes to my mind, I'm sure, and it comes to other people's mind as well, is how many of these clients successfully complete your program?
We usually have about an 80% success rate.
80%? 8 out of 10?
We usually have an 80%.
Now they're wearing the, I guess, ankle
They do.
things, so they can't go anywhere without your knowing it.
Correct.
And if they have to go to the doctor, you know about that ahead of time.
Correct.
So they're in class, and what are you teaching them? You're teaching them how to become citizens, take responsibility.
We do. We work on work ethics with them. We work on, like, the CBI, the cognitive behavior intervention. It's basically working, and they do a lot of scenario basis, where if you were approached by an individual, you know, they'll give you a scenario, and then they may have done this at one point in time, but it makes them rethink that. And a lot of times, if an individual gets upset or they do something that, you know, we ordinarily would not do or somebody else would not do, I'll always say, well, did you use your CBI skills? And they'll go, well, no. And it's basically just, the CBI basically is just stopping, thinking, rethinking the situation, and going a different direction.
All right, we're talking first offenders, nonviolent, and I would have to think that a lot of these are a lot of drug arrests.
We do get a lot of the drug arrests. We do get some breaking and entering. And, you know, we get the occasional where they're younger and where somebody may look at it as their actual charge may be a violent charge, but it may be a situation where that individual actually did not participate in the actual crime itself, but was actually there.
Okay.
So they were charged with that. So there's a lot that goes into it. You know, we look at their background, we look at their charges, we do talk to the charging officers. You know, there's a lot of legwork that goes into just getting somebody out of jail.
And B, I would have to think that most of these are younger people.
They are. The majority of them are the younger ones.
First offense, nonviolent, most of them. So do you take them all, or do you pick and choose the ones that you feel that would be successful or would have the best chance of turning their lives around?
No, I mean, you know, we actually just had an incident with a 16-year-old that, you know, we were unsure if he was going to make it or not, but we still wanted to give him an opportunity because of his age, and he didn't really have a huge criminal, you know, record. So we did give him a chance, but unfortunately it did not work out.
That's too bad.
So, you know,
16 years old.
And, you know, at 16, you try to work with them, you try to work with their family, you give them every opportunity. Our program is very structured. There's a lot of structure. We hold them accountable.
And these are a lot of these young people are coming from unstructured homes, unstructured environments.
The majority of them, yes.
There's nothing to build on.
Correct.
That's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate, and, you know, that's what, you know, people that don't get to know them do not get to know their stories.
Yeah.
Judging, you know, you can't judge a lot of the people in the jail. There's some, they do their crimes, but then there's some that do it just to survive.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah,
it's unfortunate, but, you know, when you're sitting out there and you don't really have a family, you don't really have anybody, and the only people that really have taken you in is your gang members, you know, that becomes your family, and so you're doing what you can to survive. So what we try to do is show them that there are people that do care, that are willing to work with you. We try to send them in different directions. You know, we'll refer them to DSS. We'll refer them to vocational rehabilitation. You know, we refer them to Wayne Community College. You know, we try to find all these resources and avenues to help them get out of that situation they're in, because you don't want to see any of them become career criminals and spend the rest of their life in prison.
These are children or young adults who came from homes where there's no structure, and they came from homes that all they needed was a little guidance to say you can or you cannot do that, and it's just not there.
Yeah.
In most cases.
In the majority of them, yes, you know, and it's sad because things that, like my children were taught at a young age, a lot of them were not taught that.
Yeah.
You know, they were not taught certain things that, you know, as people, you know, we were fortunate. I came from a good family that was able to take care of me, that was able to support me. And then there's some out there that, you know, they were dealt that hand that they didn't have that luxury, or, you know, and that's what we also have to take sometimes when we're dealing with them, because their mindset is not the same as yours or mine maybe.
Exactly.
And, you know, they're going to do things sometimes that do not make any sense to us, and it's kind of like, why would you do that? Well, because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
So what we try to do is say, okay, maybe we should have done it a different way, or let's look at the situation and what could you have done next time differently, you know, and that's how we try to deal with them. And then there's some that just get so out of control that we don't have a choice but to put them back in jail, because with it being taxpayers' dollars, and, you know, it's a really good structured program, and we're very aware that it's the taxpayers' dollars that are paying for this. And our number one priority at the end of the day is that our citizens here in Wayne County are safe. That they're not going to go out and commit another crime. That, you know, that we're giving them that opportunity. So we are strict. You know, our staff is strict for that reason, and we try to explain that to them, that, you know, your taxpayers here in Wayne County are allowing you, they're giving you this opportunity. So you need to make the best of it. And if you don't follow these rules, then, you know, there's nowhere else we can put you but back in jail.
So these 30 to 50 clients that you have at any given time, 80% success rate, which means that do they graduate? Is that what
they do? If they actually, they're placed in our program, and they are there until their case is actually disposed of in Superior Court. Now, if a person runs all the way up to that court date when they're doing their actual case, we very, very seldom, and I'm talking a small percentage, that we'll ever see go out and reoffend, commit another crime.
Okay.
They usually do well on probation. They usually do not get an active jail sentence. They'll get a suspended sentence, but they don't actively go to prison. But they usually do really well, because before that day has come, they've already been in our program for near about a year. So
these are people who, without any structure at all, go to your facility, and from there they're taught, they are shown right and wrong, they are explained things, and they take classes. And these are 80% that are successful end up going back to court, if I understand you right, and almost never, or if it happens, it's extremely rare that they go beyond that point and break the law again.
Correct.
Well, that's fantastic. You got to love your job.
Oh, I love my job.
I know
going on nine years doing it.
Yeah.
I can't see doing anything else, actually. You know, I've raised a family doing this job, you know, as we've discussed. As you know, my husband, he's with the sheriff's office, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Now he's with the sheriff's office, and you're with the day reporting center. Did you guys ever talk business over the table at home at night?
We try not to.
That's good.
You know, we have a toddler at home. We have a child, and you know, and just started high school this year, and then, you know, and stuff like that. And then I have an older child, and you know, it's kind of like home is home.
Yeah.
Work is work.
Work is work.
So it's kind of like you go home, you lock the door. You know, you kind of with your home.
Leave it behind.
Yeah, you know, because
that's great.
Business is business, and you know, you have to separate the two. Or, you know, you can't carry that stress home with you.
There may be those who are wondering, what happens to the 20% who don't make it?
Unfortunately, they're repeat offenders. They're in and out of the court system. They're in and out of jail. They're usually shipped off to prison. And, you know, and unfortunately, that's just something that society at a later date is going to have to deal with, because eventually they will be out. There's some individuals that you know, no matter what you do, no matter what road, you know, in society in a whole does kind of keep them down. And, you know, we have seen that. And they look at these individuals, they look at what's on paper.
Yeah.
And if they're convicted of a felony in their past, and now they're trying to do right, they're having a real hard time finding employment. You know, you try to tell them, okay, stay off the corner, you know, quit slinging dope. Well, to them, that's easy money. Well, then when they try to go get an actual job, and then somebody does take a chance on them and hire them, you know, their mentality, they have that street smarts, and that, you know, they don't like to be talked to a certain way, or they don't think that they should be disrespected, or, you know, and it's like we try to explain to them that, you know, that's real life. You know, you have to sometimes take that. You know, you just wall off a duck back, you know.
Everybody has to deal with that.
Exactly. You know, that's just real life. And then our individuals that have been long-standing drug addicts, once they start getting clean, especially our females, they have an issue with that because they start gaining weight. So then that starts messing with their self-esteem, and it's like we try to tell them, you'll lose that weight. You know, just don't. You're clean. You look good.
Right.
You know, one of the main things that I always do when an individual does get out of jail, especially our females, show them their mugshot. And I usually will let them carry that home with them.
Yeah.
And I tell them, put that on your mirror. So if you ever, somewhere down the road, feel like you're slipping, you're going to fall off that wagon, I want you to look at that picture.
There you go.
Because a lot of times, as females, and I know, you know, as a female, I can say this, you know, you don't want to see yourself like that. So when you're looking at that picture, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
So that kind of jolts something, and yeah, I'm going to stay clean. You know, and as soon as they get over there, that's how we know they're clean.
Yeah.
Their coloring comes back, they start gaining weight, and they look really good. And so, you know, we're all about, you know, you look good, you know, keep doing a good job. It's all about a lot of praise. Wow. So,
you know, I could continue talking about this, but Theresa, we're out of time, so you're going to have to come back and we'll talk about this some
I will.
more. Okay, Theresa Barrett is the director of the Day Reporting Center here in Goldsboro and Wayne County, and we appreciate very much your coming by.
Well,
thank you so
you.
much.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for watching. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television, in the heart of Goldsboro, in the heart of Wayne County.
Here at the Animal Adoption and Education Center, we're with Vicki Falconer, director, and who do we have here?
This is Sooty.
Sooty. Sooty? Hey, Sooty. Sooty is well behaved. How old is Sooty?
He's about 2 years. He's about 2 years old.
He's about 2. He's a black lab, I guess.
He's black lab mix.
Right. Seems to be extremely well behaved.
Yeah, he's not pulling. He's just standing right here. He walks. He comes when you tell him to come.
So how did we come by Sooty?
Sooty was abandoned, and we found him 10 days afterwards under the porch of the house, and we've nursed him back to health.
Oh my goodness! So Sooty, you've had quite a time, haven't you, there, buddy? Sooty needs needs your help. He needs a new home. Sooty's looking for somebody to love him, and in return, black labs are really good for families, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They're very protective of their families. They're good with children. Black labs are great pets to have in your home. So help us out here with Sooty. Sooty needs a good home and is waiting for you to call. Now, how do we get Sooty? How do we adopt him?
If you just call the shelter at 919-731-1439, get the hours. You can come in. We're here Monday through Friday from 12 to 5:30. Come in and tell them you want to see Sooty, and we'll get him out and let you see him.
What kind of cost is involved with Sooty?
October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, so right now all dogs are $20, $25, and then
$25, really? Oh,
Yep.
that's half what it normally is, isn't
half because it's Adopt a Shelter Dog Month.
All right. All
So
right.
we got about 2 days. Come find him and come see him
All
for
right,
us.
there you go. Okay, buddy. Sooty, come see Sooty. Adopt Sooty. Take Sooty home. And that number is 731-1439.
1439.
731-1439.
Meet Jacob. Jacob is a 3-year-old cream and white, short-haired domestic cat. Jacob is very friendly, very affectionate, would make a great companion and a great friend. Now, right now, Jacob is between homes, so Jacob needs a permanent home. Jacob would be a great addition to your home, needing a friend, needing a great companion. Right now, Jacob can be a part of your household for only $20. Right now, the Animal Adoption and Education Center is offering Jacob for a $10 adoption fee and $10 rabies shot. The Animal Adoption and Education Center is at 1600 Clingman Street in Goldsboro. And if you have any questions, you can call at 919-731-1439. Again, area code 919-731-1439. Jacob is looking for a home, just like Sudi's looking for a home. The Animal Adoption and Education Center has a great variety and a great family of friends just needing to be and wanting to be adopted and taken home. Again, the number is 919-731-1439, 1600 Clingman Street in Goldsboro.
Thanks for watching. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television, in the heart of Goldsboro, in the heart of Wayne County.
And we're back.
Oh, hello. Pardon me while I
Wake
take
up, Wayne.
a quick nap here. Hello.
Oh, they were great interviews.
They were. Enjoyed those very much. Very informative. Okay.
Well, we want to talk about something, Wayne, before we hear the answer to our trivia question.
Oh.
We want to talk about some ornaments that are going to be for sale, as they are every year.
Ornaments.
Yes. Of course, they're all historic buildings downtown Goldsboro.
Yeah.
The DGDC, Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation, always makes or has an ornament made to represent different buildings, and they're collector's items.
They are.
They will be for sale at Lights Up Downtown. Let's see if I can see some prices here. $10 for the years past.
Years
and
past.
for this year's ornament, it's the Wayne County Courthouse.
Oh, yeah.
The ornament is $15.
Right.
And they are absolutely gorgeous.
They are
If you've
beautiful.
not seen them in person, come on out to Lights Up Downtown on the 26th of November, and you can see for yourself all of these different ornaments. I know I've got at least 3 of them, if not 4. And they really are beautiful on your Christmas tree, or if you just want to put them on a little separate showcase of its own. But it really is pretty nice to have ornaments on your tree from local historic sites right here in your own community.
Where are some of the others
Let's see, we've got Wayne County Veterans Memorial was last year.
Yeah.
First Baptist Church,
Right.
City Hall,
Right.
and the fire department was back in 2009, the headquarters building right here.
That's over on the
that's
circle.
over on the circle,
Yeah.
yeah. So there are a few of your other ornaments, and of course, like we said, the showcase this year is Wayne County Courthouse.
Oh,
all
right.
historic places here, downtown Goldsboro.
All right. The answer to today's trivia question, you had mentioned Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter's favorite movie
You know it?
to be shown at the White House now was Midnight Cowboy with Dustin Hoffman,
okay.
John Voight. Yeah, and that was a good
surprised.
movie. Let's see, who else here? George W. Bush. W, now. This,
What was his favorite?
This really gets me.
Uh-oh, what was it?
Austin Powers.
Really? Surprise.
That was his
surprise.
favorite.
That's
He loved
funny. He likes comedy.
International Man of Mystery. Yeah, he loves comedy.
Loves
that's
comedy,
right.
yeah.
Michelle Obama's. She likes Mamselle. Mamselle C is the name of it.
I don't know that
She
movie.
plans to watch that. It's a new movie.
Okay.
It's just out.
Okay. Just out.
Just out. Lyndon Johnson. The movie he liked most to watch at the White House was a documentary about himself. He watched it all the time.
Okay, there you go.
I'm not surprised. John Kennedy.
Okay, what was his?
His was From Russia with Love. He liked that one. Let's see here. Not surprising, not surprising. Woodrow Wilson. Birth of a Nation. Watched that more than any of the others.
Interesting.
Interesting is right. Not a good movie. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Oh, yes. The Apostle was Bill Clinton's favorite.
Okay.
Interesting movie. Let's see. Oh, yes. The question was, which president enjoyed Sound of Music the most? Of all his favorite movies, and that was, and I don't think there's anybody left except Ronald Reagan. I mentioned all the others.
It must be Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. He liked that movie the most.
And you know, that shouldn't surprise us. You know, he was an actor and he liked musicals and that type thing.
He did. He did.
And speaking of the Sound of Music,
Yes.
it is actually being revived again, and there's going to be a new production of The Sound of Music. And guess who's going to be playing the main young lead female character?
Elvis.
Carrie Underwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood, the country singer.
Can she handle that?
I don't know. She's got a gorgeous voice, but I was wondering myself if she can sing those high notes.
You know, that's a
But
big part.
They wouldn't have cast her if she couldn't have.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can do it, Carrie.
Sound of Music. Isn't that supercalifragilistic thing?
Yes, there's a lot more to it than supercalifragilistic, but
No, that was another.
now that's
Was that another movie?
yes,
Let's
Mary
say Pop-
Poppins.
See,
Who are you?
I've got my, what's her name? Who's the star?
Julie
Yeah,
Andrews.
I've got my Julie Andrews movies all mixed up.
Well, hey.
Sound of Music was Sound of Music.
The Hills
The Hills Are
The
Alive.
Hills Are Alive.
That's it. The Hills Are
How do
Alive.
you solve a problem like Maria?
And she's playing Maria. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll give you more on that later.
Wasn't that a song from? No, never mind.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Well,
we
that's
gotta
all
go.
for today.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yes,
Join
we
us again
do.
tomorrow when we figure out the names of all these musicals. All right, and we'll work on it again tomorrow. Okay. So until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then again throughout the day, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, but this is what's happening in your community.